Hi guys, so welcome back. I am a bit late, like 3 whole days late. Um, and of course, if you remember from the last video, uh, the bookshelf looks the exact same that it did last week whenever I put everybody here. Um, but I'm gonna try not to ramble today, because 45-minute long videos are a bit much. Um, But so today, I'm just gonna do like the catch up video, kind of how I've been, blah 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 blah. So the main goal for this is um basically like a small backstory. So for years, I have done because I live far away from home, um, and I usually don't see my family. I've always just done Facebook Lives, and of course, now that I have this, um, I want to try and move and shift from that and do something different, and have everything on here. So that's kind of going to take two forms, um, which is basically my catch up, which is me talking about how things are going and blah, 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 blah. Also, some things. Recently, I've gone to the bookstore, um, which I went with like my mom and my sister. Actually did that yesterday, um, and everything. So the interesting thing about all of this is that I will reveal what my two books are that I got from there, and then like a good genius. And of course, we're not. I'm probably not going to do it quite the same because once I get off of here, everything gets uploaded. I want to get the new books put into the bookshelf. But then I also forgot books. So that's going to be the other part to this video. Now, I do live on a main road. Where I am is um, very icy and stuff like that out. Um, I like by looking out, I'm like, that looks gross, and I don't want to go outside. So I am going to trust that it is what it's supposed to be, that it's wet, gross, icy. So I haven't gone out and everything else. Um, so basically, I'm read up today. Um, Original plan was that I was going to uh, do this video. I was also going to do a lot of cleaning. My house is horrendous right now. And then also, because currently, like, I can go, like, my window is right there. I was going to put plastic up, and I misremembered the because the plastic ended up getting messed up. So I was going to put up the plastic also today. I misremembered the length that I needed for the plastic, and so all the plastic I have is at least a foot short. So that's fun. And so um, instead, today is just going to look like me being here. I want to get this done. This will be hopefully reorganized. The old books, which I have sitting right beside the laptop, the new books. I also have, this is to tell you how far behind I am. Every year I send like Christmas cards. Like I send upwards of 100 Christmas cards. Um, this year it's just gonna peak over, I believe. Last year probably was the highest that I've ever sent, which was nearing 120 plus. So, and that varies for a variety of reasons of why I'm doing so few this year. I am currently working through the address book, and I am on letter L. So I'm almost halfway. And years past, this would have been done, finished, completed, and over with. And this year we are not doing that. I'm quite far behind. I also have a few Christmas presents still to wrap, mostly just friends. Um, I also have just like weird stuff. But that's all that. That's all housekeeping and stuff like that. Um, and I think for betterness sake, um, I really, really want to try and do the check-in first, and then probably about mark 15 or so, that's when I am going to switch. That I am going to just do the most recent books. I'm going to do what I forgot. Ooh, after I like put you guys through a mild earthquake. Um, and we'll kind of go from there. Um, Almost forgot to put my phone on quiet time, because it seems like every video I've done in the new year has equated to everybody else gets to hear when I'm getting a message. Um, so that's all the housekeeping and everything. Um, of course, right now, uh, we'll start, of course, by the what I'm drinking. And today I have a cup that says, I believe it says it on both sides. And I don't know if, oh, it's going to show it mirrored. But it says, create your own rainbows. Um, if I could figure out how in the world to switch this, or flip it, I don't know. To make it that for you guys, you are not seeing everything in, a mirrored image. But that's the cup that I have. And the thing that I have is, I think it's just called English. And on here it says English tea number 1. I'm pretty sure that might be wrong. But I think it's just English tea. I don't know. It smells like a almost like an Earl Grey, but it's not an Earl Grey. Um, I don't know. I just got it, and kind of like currently, it is like 2:15. So I am quite behind on everything I ever wanted to do today. Um, I still have dishes to do. Every flat surface in my house, with the exception of the bookshelves and the movie shelf and the other bookshelf, which is over there. You can kind of see like the ends of it, which is right there. Every flat surface is a mess, and it has 50,000 things growing across it. And that basically sums up how my life is. um, Everything is all over the place, and I'm. Uh, I started my vacation because every year I have vacation at the beginning of the year. And I usually try to take like a week or two. I Side note, I do like this cup. I think you can see it because it's like bent upwards. So, like when you like put your lip to it, like it works like that. So it's like rather than like I don't know. It's formed so much nicer. But anyway, um, and currently, I have laundry done. Laundry was done yesterday. That's still in the clothes basket. In general, it just sums up my life. And on my vacations, I usually try to go through, clean, do all this stuff. But I think, for the most part, this year has just been. I don't know how it's been for other people. It's been a bit weird and rough for me. And of course, I'm gonna set that down. For other people, I don't know if they kind of feel the same way. Um, for me, it's just, I don't know. Like, there's been a couple, especially more recently, have been a couple things, and most of it, like, I definitely do not feel like getting into. Um, and the people that know. The people that don't, it's okay. Um, it's all mostly, and it's all like weird stuff. Like, I know I've said like a couple times before on here that I have like health issues and stuff like that. And I've had several of those, which I hate. It's horrible. Um, and every time I think it's better, like something will come up. Like I have heart condition, and I also have a lung condition. So on either side of my chest, I have problems. But it is quite so that's been quite annoying. Uh, I've had like some friendships and stuff like that that have kind of uh, taken a few hits this year, while other ones have been going fairly well. Um, and of course, there's been like other stuff. I think when I started this channel, um, I had somebody living with me. They, and of course that ended couple like a while back. But it's still kind of weird getting used to. Um, because they're like when you live alone, like, and that's something I really thought was strange. Like I really missed their presence. Other than that, um, my work has, of course, like it does every year, it died back now that the holidays are basically done. The last day that I worked was on the morning of the 16th, so and that was so relaxed. With the exception of kind of when it there were a couple issues that night, but work wise, it was awesome, phenomenal. And so looking at it, I very much look at those aspects were nice. Classes, I'm starting my final semester. Not this week or the following week. I consider Sunday to be the last day of the previous week. So for me, my weeks start on Monday. Um, so uh, for me, classes will not start this Monday. They will not start next Monday, but they will start the following Monday. And I'm only taking 3 classes. Um, I'm taking modernism, single author literature, and I forget who the author is. Um, if like you comment down below, I'll probably remember by that point, and I'll type in who the author is. And then I believe it's like literacy and film, or history of film, something like that. Which is it's a literature class. It's an English class, so I look forward to those. And I also am in talking to a professor. I might take a 4th class because I am quote stupid because my last semester I would rather do that, but I don't know. So I'm still talking to her, and I could also just like pick up the class. I don't know. But um, other things in my life, how are things going? Um, well, here we have the first real snow that is not gone away in like a day. So I definitely am happily going to take that. I happily take. Um, for me, snow is like people watching. You don't want to be in those people's lives. You don't want to be in their relationships, but you definitely like. It's nice to sit back and look at it and be like, that looks nice. That's beautiful. Or wow, that looks a bit rough. Or for me, that's what I enjoy. It also doesn't help. I don't have kids. So I'm like, cool. It's like something that's out there, and until I have to go to work or whatever, it's okay. So, that's uh, oddly my life. Um, yeah. Other than that, like, there's been, pretty much the grand explanation of how my life is going. Um, I have Christmas cards, and I am not even halfway done with them. And rather than doing them, I am here making this video. I also have strands of Christmas wrap, like literally, I have like strands of it here, feeling. And so for me, I just have all these things here. Um, and that's the goal of me being on vacation. I believe today is Sunday. Yes. So technically, my vacation would start today. I work, this is the first day I actually put off for. The rest was my generic weekend for my job. And it's interesting for me just looking at everything. And, ooh, somebody's pulling up. Oh, nope, they're going to somebody else's house. Um, but I very much see that pretty much sums it up. I'm behind. I'm organized enough that if somebody would come in and say, how can I help you, I'd be like, yes. So if you could do this, it would help. But otherwise it's just me, which is fine. I'm not gonna complain. But I see that I'm already past my 15-minute thing. um but so that's basically everything about me. So first I'll go over the two books that I got when I was out, hanging out. um Also, with like the new setup, I can't move as much. Like, I have an actual computer chair, which I am so happy about. But like, literally, if I move my legs, I have to be careful because I'll like knock into you guys, and then I'll probably have tea everywhere. But the first book, like in both of these, I kind of looked at, and I had my ma look at them. And the first one is "The Boy in the Striped Pajamas" by John Boyne. I believe that's how you say it. Uh, So this just looked interesting. I believe uh, it takes place in Berlin in 1942, um, and it's pretty much about these two boys that have a friendship. Um, I'm not too sure. I haven't like I feel bad because I'm so far out of the loop. I don't usually how I end up finding out about books is that people give them to me and they're just like, oh, this looks cool. You should read it. And that's how I end up here. Um, Even on like the New York Times bestsellers, all that, I'm very disconnected. So that looked interesting. I think it's going to talk about, um, but I think it's looking just at the location and the date, because the book blurb doesn't give much information. So I'm gonna think that this is gonna be about like the Holocaust, or along with that, because it takes in 1942, I believe. Which I'm a little rough on dates, but I believe that's just about the time. Um, and I don't know why. Of course, right now my brain is shutting down when it comes to thinking about when World War II was. The other one is Both Sides Now by Peyton Thomas. This just looked interesting. Um, so, um, this I did like. It gave more information in the book blurb. So there's a person, they're on the debate team and everything, and their name is Finch. So, and they grew up kind of in a conservative area. They're trying to figure themselves out. They believe they identify as trans, and everything. I shouldn't say believe. They identify as trans, and so now there's a debate. Not like a debate as in like the community or whatever, about you know what she or he. I believe that they are going to go by he. Um, what he's going to do, and there's kind of yeah, career, blah 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 blah. So that's pretty much the idea is centered around you know like there's I don't know, and there's like they're also trying to get into college and everything. So like, I feel bad because I'm horrible at, like, in my head I understand and everything, but when it comes to, especially, like, not, neither one of these I even knew existed until I went to the store, the bookstore, and I was just like, that, like, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but if I'm in a bookstore, you bet I'm gonna be vetting some books by the cover, especially if I don't know authors and everything. So I just kind of like mosey around, and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, whatever. Um, or like I'll see on this, the one that says both sides now. Who you are isn't up for debate. So kind of like, I saw that and I was like, that looks, I don't know. So that's kind of like what catches my eye. So if you're a writer, make sure that your cover has like something like that. If you want to at least get my attention. Um, and I am officially over what I wanted this video to be. So now, kind of, I got this book back from my grandmother. I'm not 100% sure what she thought about it. It was never said. But I gave it to her after I read it. And it's I Heard God Laugh by Matthew Kelly. This I read. It's very much these little. It pretty much could have been summed up in a pamphlet, but it's these books that they're like self-help books, in religion and stuff like that. And it's kind of like how to pray and how to have a better relationship and stuff like that. So for me, I thought that was interesting. Um, Another book that I have is Reading in Tehran, a memoir in a book by Azar Nafisi, I believe. That's how you say her name. It's down there. Um, but that I read, yeah, reading Lolita in Tehran. I read Lolita, and we also got to read the thing. So I kind of got that at a yard sale. I thought it looked interesting. I have not read that yet. The the next thing is, for me, it's funny. It's a Canada and 150 character or 151 creatures by J.J. McCullough. He has a YouTube channel, and I follow him. He does a whole lot of more history and political stuff. Um, I'm even happy because I got to have a signed copy. And this came out very recently. I more than likely will not be able to get one because he did not a GoFundMe, but it was one of the other thing. But I was so happy because I paid enough, so I got to have um, my own little mural or whatever. And I find it highly unlikely that JJ McCullough is watching me, but I do have that book, and it needs to go up there. And I just love it. And one day, I just want to sit down and really just like, it's very much the concept of like Pokemon and stuff like that. Um, so for me, I just want to sit down, read it, check it out. Because it's just like, it's cool. Whatever. Next is Vertigo by, good heavens. This is like hard to even read. Like, it makes you think you have vertigo. By Beleu Nera. I have no idea. Let me see. I'll try and spell it for you guys. It's BOILEAU dash NARCE. Believe, what is that letter? I don't even know. Excuse me, please. JAC. So I read that for my cultural studies class. It was that class, like, so many things ran together, but I thought it was a good book. That's my 2 pennies. I don't know how often my 2 pennies are worth anything. The next thing I got was actually I got this like around Christmas whenever I went to the store with my sister. Um, and it's called Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. And very much same thing. It looked good. Um, and I knew nothing about it, so I just kind of got it. So if you've read it, give me a heads up what you think. um, the next one is Paradise by oh goodness, Abdulaziz Garni. I once again I feel so bad. Um, if you I always feel bad because I struggle with names. Um, and so I'm always open to being told that's not right. Tisk tisk. That I had to read for a class. The next one is Are You My Mother? A comic drama by Alison Bechdel. Oh my goodness. Bechdel, very good. High opinion. Um, the one that I have, because this is her relationship with her mother, and um, the other one I showed other whenever I was doing this. I forget what it is now that I'm trying to think about it, which makes me look stupid. But anyway, if you remember it, you can say it down below. I didn't do it before. Um, the next one is The Intended by David Dabadine, I believe. Um, another book. I'm pretty sure it was for a class. Didn't I didn't read it. Uh, we all have our flaws. The next one is October Morning, a song for Matthew Shepard by Leslie Newman, which for me, I've read it. It's basically a book of poetry around Matthew Shepard, who was a gay man in Wyoming who was killed um, by, I believe it was two or three gentlemen who felt. It's kind of where the entire thing behind gay panic came from. Um, and so it's, the murder, the trial, all that stuff. So that's what that is. Next one is probably by one of my favorite authors, also an awesome YouTuber. Um, is From Here to Eternity. Travel to the world to find the good death by Caitlin Doughty. I personally love Caitlin Doughty, and I love her work. And her channel on YouTube is Ask the Mortician. So um, really just awesome. That goes through death culture all over the world, and she has just an awesome channel. I highly recommend that. A book that I'm going to start soon. I have one of her other books, but once again, I'm excited because I don't know if it's a signed copy. I thought it was. Ah, yes. It is. I got a signed copy. I got to meet her. But it is The Spires by Katie Moretti. So I never read any of her stuff before. It was an extra credit thing, and I just had the opportunity to go, and I was, yes, very good, very, very good. This one, we have, if you can stick around for like 5 more books, and then we'll be done. Perfect Villains, Imperfect Heroes, a Robert F. Kennedy's War Against Organized Crime by Ronald Goldberg, which is a very good book. I thought it was fascinating. I'm kind of going back to what I've said before. I love history and stuff like that, and of course, that entire era of history is fascinating. Um, and then I have The Turning of the Screw and Other Stories by Henry James. never read it. Oops. You can yell at me later. Our Sister Killjoy by Amatada Adu. Oh, there's the name. Especially ones I struggle to pronounce. I'm going to always try and point to where the name is. And then I have A Strange Case of Billy Bishwas by Aruni Joish. There. And then, of course, because I have 50,000 copies of it, I have... Oh. I have, the... I have somebody's copy. I don't remember even where I got this. But I have... It's just fascinating. Anyway, I have Romeo and Juliet, of course, by Shakespeare. And of course, what you caught me like gazing at is that somebody like had like their notes whenever they, and of course, and I knew that there were like notes, but I must have just like right over my head whenever it came to all that. And yeah, so that's everything. Of course, I am like 15 minutes over what I wanted to be, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. But thank you guys so much, and thank you for your patience. And I just encourage you just to have a good new year. And as always, may you find peace, love, and joy.